Can hear me. It's just after 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. We're here for the SpaceX SARah 1 launch. That's a synthetic aperture radar satellite for Germany. I hope you guys can hear this. I've had trouble in the past with live stream with no audio. I've had all kinds of technical problems in the 12 or so launches I've come to record, but this time things seem to be okay. I even have a bonus. I have my ham radio here is actually picking up the launch net, so I should be able to hear real-time telemetry and status. If you try to watch it on YouTube on one of the other streaming channels, there's usually a delay of 5, 7, or 10 seconds, and so it's way behind. This time I should have it in real time. I've got my telescope set up here, and should be able to see if I switch to, let's try this. If I switch to this, you should be able to see me here. This is the telescope I've got. And from back here, this is my channel YouTube streaming modem. I've got the ham radio here. It's my 15-inch f5 telescope. It's from Tektron telescopes, made in Florida about 1990. It's a huge mirror. It's compact. It fits inside my Prius. And up here we've got all the business end. Up top is my 4K camcorder, which I use as a guide scope. It can only zoom in 15 times. And that guides me to the main telescope. So here I've got a Samsung Galaxy 20, and it's recording in 4K. And this is recording, so what you see in that eyepiece is this. Oh no, I can't even see the telephone poles right now, because this is right where the rocket is going to launch. The fog is coming in. It's denser than it was at dawn, so that's not great. Right now there's no view of the rocket whatsoever. There was a view a few minutes ago, but I see the fog deck is lowering, so that's not great. I don't know how that's going to work out for the launch. And this is the view of the guide camera that I was talking about. What I've been playing with here is a Ninja monitor, and it's got a cast, so I can take up to 3 different inputs and multiplex them out and send them to the modem. It also has I also have a optical guide scope, this little finder scope here, because every now and then it's really tricky to move the telescope up and over, and I'm going from a crouch like this. Well, actually, you can't see. Let's go back to this. So I'm going from a crouch like this all the way up and way over there. So it's a real challenge to keep keep the rocket in view. Also, this is a 90 power eyepiece. So every little movement I make, I mean, the good news is the rocket is 90 times closer. So instead of being 4 miles away, or about 21,000 feet, it's more like you are 200 feet away. So it's very close. The 2 problems with that are that all the atmospheric turbulence, all the little waviness you see like on a hot day near the ground, all that stuff is also magnified 90 power. So that's not great. But the other thing is that when I'm zoomed in like that, I only have a very small sort of window. It's just a little bit bigger than the full moon. And I have to keep the rocket inside there. And if I make a wrong move and it gets away from me, I have to rely on the guide scope or the optical scope. And sometimes even then, because I'm sort of leaning over in a weird direction, I can't get it back in. So if you look at the other videos I've taken, sometimes you'll see the rocket leaves for a second or two and comes flying back, and it's a real challenge. Unless I get some automatic motors to track it and a computer to track it, it's going to be kind of a challenge like this. So we're about 12 minutes away. So the clouds are a little bit more broken up above. So that's not encouraging, but it's better than it could be. The last launch was just like this. The booster returned to the landing zone 4, and it was too cloudy to see. So you could hear the roar of the rocket at liftoff and the sonic booms at the end. That's what I'm shooting for today. It would be much better if the clouds were to kind of miraculously disperse. But right now, with only 12 minutes to go, it's not looking promising. So we'll do the best I can with the conditions. So I guess before I forget, I'm going to put this back into the right mode, which should be this. And I'm going to give you guys picture-in-picture, hopefully. Now, I think that's the wrong way around. I can't see on the monitor here. No, that looks right. As long as that's what I'm doing. Does it change if I go to that? No, I got it backwards. That's what I thought. So let's go here. I think that's what I want. Where that's in the tracking. Yeah. Okay, so what you're looking at now is where my hand is going. That's the guide camera. So that's the picture-in-picture. So in case the rocket leaves the main view, you should still be able to see it a little bit on there. That's what I'm going to use to try and regain it. But otherwise, it looks like my equipment is ready. Everything's focused and calibrated, lined up. About 9 minutes from launch now. According to the launch net a few minutes ago, the rocket was on internal power, so there's been no holds, there's no sign of anything going wrong. Hopefully there'll be some sort of countdown on the launch net out here. Everything looks good with my streaming connection. That's helpful. Clouds are a little more broken up above, but it's just going to be, the whims of Mother Nature. For fun, I also have a 360-degree camera at the front of the telescope. It's sort of propping it up so that it's pointing. I can rest the nose of it and point right at the launch pad. And then when I'm done with all of the main videos, I always put out a 360-degree video, so you can stand there and on your phone, or if you have a phone, you can just move your phone around in space, move it up, down, left, right. You can see sort of what's behind the camera, so you can see my whole setup. You can see the flower fields here in Lompoc. You can see the rocket launch. You can see all that stuff, even the foggy sky overhead. And on a day like this, that might be the best way to see the launch, because it will pick up the rocket wherever it's visible. The plume will be really bright, and that will show through the clouds sometimes, even if I can't get the scope there on it. But you'd be able to see it there, and hopefully all the sound is coming through. Looks like it is on, just double check here. Make sure I've got some good audio. That looks good. That looks good. Close that. Whether it's coming through to the live stream, I can't tell. 7 minutes to go, and the fog is even lower now. Oh my goodness. "20 minutes ago it was up above some of the hills, and now it's lowered down all the way into, you can see it in the picture-in-picture, those trees. Yeah, it's just dropped another few hundred feet, so kind of the opposite of what you'd think. And when dawn comes, you'd think the fog would lift and dissipate a little bit, but right now it's sort of hunkering down. It's not too bad outside today. I've been here in December and February when it's been really cold, or last time it was really windy. This time it's calm. It's about upper 50s. It's not quite calm. There's a little bit of a breeze, but nothing that's going to hold up the launch or make things miserable for me out here with the gear. About 5 minutes to go. In a couple minutes, I'm going to turn on all the recorders. There was one time where I was recording from Harris Ranch Road, and I was talking with someone, and the live stream worked great, but I forgot to turn on every single recorder. I have 3 of them, and I forgot to turn them all on. So this time, I'm going to make sure to hit record before everything goes so I have all the right video. There's always been something I can salvage to put up on YouTube after a launch, even if it's been visually disappointing. But yeah, today may be one of those days, just with all this fog. But we'll get some good sound and some 360 no matter what. Just sort of hope for the best at this point.
Are you watching the space flight? Oh, look at it. Look at the path. It's like completely fogged with the path. Yeah, no, you got it. Yeah. Oh, you got it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't go with this. I mean, 4 minutes. So it's going.
3 minutes to go, so I'm gonna hit record on the important cameras. Okay. Oh, the fog is even lower now. Oh my God. It's sinking down like literally on top of us. There's some blue sky above, so just turned up the launch net radio. I hope you guys can hear that. Not right now, but when they're speaking. Two minutes. minute or so to go now.
LD is go for launch.
There is a little delay. This should be
2 minutes, 30 seconds.
All right, this is working. Hooray! 30 seconds!
2 minutes, 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And liftoff.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No glow. Nothing to see.
Vehicle pitching downrange.
It's up! So the sound's going to get here. Sound's going to get here in about 5 seconds. See if I can find it in the fog. Sound. My clothes were shaking on me. That was amazing. Maybe the fog probably got some brought the sound down, some denser air. Yeah, there's no view of it. There's no break in the clouds. Absolutely nothing to see. Not a hint. So if you were a blind person, this would have been an amazing launch and you wouldn't have missed anything. So we got about okay. So if this was clear, we'd have a great view in my telescope of the second stage pushing away from the first stage. You'd see the second stage. You'd see the second stage light and continue. You'd see the boost back, which is where the booster engine lights and moves it back and heads back towards the launch pad here. I would have loved to track fairing separation, so that means the second stage is on its way to orbit and they can expose the satellite to space. I have yet to successfully track a booster return. There have been clouds in the way or other problems have shown up. And the funny thing is that the booster, when you see it, from 4 miles away, it lands on the pad right before the sonic booms. Okay, so the booster is on its way back. Yeah, there's nothing. I'm not going to be able to see anything. The telescope's just pointing at some random patch of gray. I'll go back down to. In fact, I'll switch it to.
Vehicle trajectory nominal.
So I might as well just show you me here. Because there's nothing going on visually. Oh, this is me getting out to you. 7:24, 5 minutes. So just another. Well, we'll hear when we hear the call out for landing burn, then we'll know that the sonic booms are almost upon us. Oh, I hear the landing. I hear a burn up there. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Wow. You know, there's a little bit of blue sky off here, and it's going to land. Well, it comes down pretty much and lands. So from where I'm standing, it took off from. Get out of the way here. It took off from there, and it lands over here. See the side of the telescope. Recording eyepiece here, which might as well stop recording because there's, well, who knows? Maybe I'll catch something. Unlikely, but it might happen. So maybe way up high. We're very lucky. We'll see it. I'll go back to. It's coasting downhill now. Still hyper. Okay, sonic booms are coming. most intense ones I've ever heard. You could clearly hear the three, bam, bam, bam. I swear to you, my clothes shook, the ground shook. It's like being hit with a blast of air. That was intense. It was intense. So that was amazing. Too bad there was nothing visual to add. Too bad the live stream was nothing but fog. But I'll see what I can put together, and at least we got the fantastic audio. So who knows what happens? Sounds like the second stage is doing the right thing. It's all on, everything's good. So we'll see what happens at the next launch, whether it's United Launch Alliance or Firefly Alpha or another SpaceX. We'll see you then. Bye.